Hello and welcome to the Publisher Spotlight booth at TLA. So glad you could join us today, and let's find some great books for Tales and Tales, the summer library program that is happening for several of you out there. Let's start off with this great read aloud Telltale. Oh my goodness, I wonder why I thought of this one for this book, for this theme. This is by C.K. Smuha, illustrated by Katie Brosnan, who you may remember from Keith Among the Pigeons, which is also another great read aloud. This is about Dex. Dex just can't keep from wagging his tail. Think of him as the dog version of somebody whose feelings inside can't just express themselves on their face. Like if my mouth won't say it, my face certainly will. If Dex's tail won't, bark won't tell you, then his tail definitely will. And this is about, his tail that just never stops wagging. He makes a new friend who's got the most luxuriant tail, and they have so much fun. And Dad just kind of chastises Dex for his tail wagging and all the things that happen with it. And then when Dex loses his tail wag, Dad is the one who's figuring out that something's wrong, and he helps him find it back. So this is Telltale from Cicada Books. Check it out. They have some amazing things. And while we're talking about dogs, let's talk about the Atlas of Dogs. This is a new book from Albatross Media, who is a new publisher here in the United States. And this is everything you ever wanted to know about dogs in a book for kids. And the thing I love to show people in a book that is nonfiction is the table of contents. As you can see, lots of great information here and so much information in the pages. Lots of ways to encounter the information and really interact with the book. So for the kids who just love their dogs and really want to spend time with them, Atlas of Dogs from Albatross Media. And boy, Albatross has so many books on different kinds of animals, so check them out for sure on our Pinterest board. Now next, let's go to Nube Ocho, another great one for story times with the Tales and Tales theme. This is about a little girl and her grandfather who are going home, and they just let their imaginations fly. She's not really hungry, so Grandpa decides that, let's whip up an appetite. So they imagine they're going to see lots of different animals along the way. And they do all sorts of things that are similar to the animals. So on the way home, we met an alligator jumping in a puddle. Can we do that too? Sure, said the alligator. So they do that. And if you're looking for a story time that has lots of action built in, then this is the one. So splish, splash, so we did. And just so much fun. They get home to Grandma, and then they have a great appetite. Now, here's something else extremely exciting, is it's also in Spanish. So you can have a bilingual story time or monolingual, pick your language. And this is from Nube Ocho. So much of what they do is available in both languages. Also, if you're doing the Hat books from John Clausen or We Have a Plan from Chris Houghton, those are available in Spanish too from Nube Ocho. So check those out. Next up, if you have a baby story time, a really, really young story time, and you're looking for a good book that fits in with the theme, Where's Baby Elephant from Tiny Owl, also such a cute name for a publisher, right, is a great way to go. So this, I'd never seen this done quite this way. So Where's Baby Elephant? We don't know. And then you fold it out. And then look at this. Mind blown. So several of those in Where's Baby Elephant from Tiny Owl. It's really sturdy, very sturdy pages, and will certainly stand up to multiple rereadings. Next up from Tiger Tales, we have Bear in a Boat. So it starts to rain, and the last time I was in Houston, I have to admit, there was a lot of rain. It was a TLA, and there were not many bears in boats, but a lot of people in boats. So this is about a bear who has foresight. And then once once she's in her boat, a lot of her friends join her. So she's able to kind of save the day with all of her friends. Lovely illustrations. There's the boat. Always need a boat. Lots of lovely illustrations and a wonderful story about helping your friends in times of need. And that is The Bear in the Boat. Next up, while we're speaking of watery things, let's talk about Welcome Home Whales. This is from Blue Dot Kids Press by Christina Booth, and you can actually watch an interview with Christina Booth on our showcase website at publisherspotlight.com. This is a boy who feels like he's hearing a song of whales in his dream, and it turns out that the whales actually are returning. Gorgeous illustrations by Christina Booth. who's the perfect person to write this kind of a story. And let's find you one with the whales in them. So, and this is the story of how the right whales actually did come back to this spot in Australia and returned to the waters that they hadn't been seen in for 200 years. So this is Welcome Home Whales, a beautiful story, and Blue Dot Kids Press really knows what they're talking about when they take on these environmental themes. They use inks and paper, and then 1% goes back to the planet. So, good for them. And I spoke about albatross and other animal books. We have world record animals. If the Olympics happen this year, this will be a perfect book to tie together the Olympics and the animal theme. So here we go. Here are the strongest animals. So can you imagine who is the strongest? Well, guess what? It's this ant, 50 times more. Amazing. Next up, we have, do animals fall in love? Yes. The answer to that question is yes, they do. They do fall in love. And here are some of the ways they do. And yes, there is going to be some interesting information in here that will be a little bit for a slightly more mature reader. But this is for the kid who's really curious about what's happening with those animals. So there you go. You have the mating procedures, reproduction, pregnancy, all of that. And this is from the same publisher that did the book on Tell Me, which was about human sexuality and kids' bodies. So you know they're going to tell it like it is. So, yep, lots of good information. And Do Animals Fall in Love from Gecko Press in New Zealand. And lastly, oh my goodness, we have Hidden Planet. This is by Ben Rothery, written and illustrated by Ben Rothery. And he is the illustrator, one of the illustrators at the Natural History Museum in London. And this book is just exquisite. I don't know if you can tell, it's got some great gloss on it. It just has good book feel. This is not one you stick on a shelf. This is one you display. This is a random page. Isn't it just incredible? So lots of information, but also glorious illustrations. And you'll also want to check out the companion volume, which is Sensational Butterflies. So there you go. Just a few animal books. I hope you have a really successful summer reading program. And please do stop by our booth. Bye.